Hello, welcome to this new Formula 1 2016 video from me. I am TomTomSGC on YouTube and at The Real TomTom on Twitter. So, the last video I did was my first impressions of Formula 1 2016. I've put in a little bit of extra time since then. Sorry about the popping. As I was saying before, I really like the game. Formula 1 2016 is, from what I've heard from 2015, a real improvement. I really like it. I think it looks great. It sort of just everything about it so far that I've done is really good. The problem I had was when I started a career, even on easy, trying to do it without assists, I was terrible at it. So what they say is practice. Practice, practice, practice. So this is me practicing. This is a time trial of Australia. The previous lap, I think, so lap 8 I'd done. I have just improved on my time, and you can see now Ron LHB is just ahead of me. So it's me in the Williams, and where to start? I think the bit that frustrates me is the people I'm racing against all have assists on, so it's kind of unrepresentative. They are doing kind of their own, well, obviously they're not racing with the same problems I'm having. I don't know whether I'd like it if they actually kind of did. I like this feature this time of 2016. I like the fact that you have your Ghost plus kind of like your next rival. I like that idea. I think it's a really good sort of time trial feature that every time you get better you face your next rival. One of the funny bits I had was doing one of these, and obviously because the game is very new, more people are putting in time trials and laps as we go along. I was say, you know, you are 3,055 in the world. It's like, great, 3,000. I'm doing really well with this shit. So I'm 3,055. I improve on my time. I beat my personal best. I beat my sort of rival, and I dropped down 100 places or so because people have put in time since then. So my rival is again ahead of me, but actually, because of the amount of people playing the game, I dropped down. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, that makes me feel good. So as you can see, to try and get better, I'm trying different views. I'm trying both. I think hold merit. Obviously, all the videos we see for most people playing are the kind of over the head, kind of whatever it is, aero cam, sort of TV cam that you'd have. I also quite like the in-car cam. I think you do get a sense of maybe where the racing line should be. You sometimes I feel a bit better with it. Now, with what I'm trying to do this time, you'll notice the first time I didn't have the racing line on. So what I've done, and I jumped from like lap 8 to lap 24. You've just got to keep practicing. Not getting. I think. Oh yeah, you can see I've gone to a different rival as well. So I'm actually trying. So I improved myself on a lap. But yeah, no. What I was trying to say there is, with changing the views, and with this particular view and using the racing line on the corners, I'm still at the moment, all other assists are off. But I think I was on Reddit and someone was reviewing my footage, and they kind of said start by trying to do it a bit slower, not pushing it too hard, make sure you get the apexes, make sure you get the track properly. And someone else put up, start with all the assists and knock them off. And for me it was kind of like, well, I used to use the assists all the time. So what I decided to do was not use any assists. Now, because of the mistakes I've been making, what I thought, the only one I'll give myself is the corners racing line. And I know I've heard some other YouTubers talking about how the racing line is actually kind of not the real racing line for where you need to be. But at the moment, I think for me, learning everything else, it's a good guide. It gives me a bit more of an understanding of where I'm kind of off or on, or how well I can push it. One of those little bits as well, I've changed cars. You know, I wasn't beating my time with the Williams. I thought, I'll try it with a different car. Granted, I went down to the McLaren, which, if I think all being the same, the cars actually perform in time trial exactly the same. But you know, you try something different each time, see if it makes a difference. And in some ways, it maybe does to your mindset. So you'll see here, I went from the Williams to the McLaren, and now into the Mercedes, and I'm still racing the same person. It's dropped down to lap 3. Oh, here you go. Now, I think I put this bit in just to show you that although I thought, you know, I'd be quicker here, you're maybe pushing harder, you're thinking the car may give you more, and then you sort of change your views. You do something different and you spin out and you just don't drive like an idiot. I know I'm rambling all over the place. This is my second video. Give me a break. So here we have me doing the replay of one of my better laps, I'll say, and you can see here where I'm ahead of my Ghost and ahead of the other person that I've been kind of racing against. And it's quite interesting to see each time how you take a different line. Now again, the people who play this a lot more than I do, they'll be a lot more consistent, and I think actually that's probably a bigger key for lots of sort of getting better with this, is being consistent. I think I've heard again some of the better YouTubers talking about consistency is key. It's not about the speed necessarily, it's about how consistent you can be with your racing line, with your apexes, with staying exactly where you need to be. And I think that again comes at the moment to learning using the controller, being more sensitive, being more consistent with the controller. I kind of thought with a steering wheel it would be easier. Now I don't use a steering wheel, I can't afford one at the moment. I'd love to try, but I don't have that facility at the moment. So I'm using the PS4 controller, as everyone else who is just buying this game for a bit of fun is doing. And you'll notice in some of the bits of this video, I think it edits around, where you sort of see the hands moving a lot more, because I'm not consistent. I'm almost second guessing myself. It's you think you're not quite taking the racing line, or you think you've just undercut the corners, you double turn it. Oh, sorry, knocking it there. Now this is an interesting one. This is where I've got fed up with doing Australia, and so now 15 laps in of a time trial on the next one of the season, which would be Bahrain. I think I did better to start with because I knew the track slightly better than Australia. Also, there's that kind of runoff, so you can make a few more mistakes, I guess, in warming up to it. So this is me doing the next lap. I think is quite a good one. So this is a hot lap in the Williams of me at Bahrain. As I mentioned at the beginning, what was annoying me is you get people who are better than you, and I put better in inverted commas, who are better than you but using all the assists. And again, I know it's getting the consistency and learning the tracks, learning your braking points, learning how much power to put down, learning how to feather your acceleration, how to make your brake and not lock up, how to make your apexes. And you only get that through lap after lap. You'll notice that the lap count probably jumps around as I've edited the video together. But it's to show that, it's not just once that I do this. You watch some of the better people and, they're on lap 2 and they hit a fantastic hot lap. And that's fantastic because they've practiced a lot. And this is me blithering on at you, trying to practice how to do F1 2016. I've got a video that I'll put up in a little while as well. I did a race. I did a quick race to see how that would play out. I used a lot of flashbacks. Obviously I've got the kind of director's cut, as it were, the one that they give you when you sort of do a replay where you don't see the flashbacks. What I'll do is I'll show you that and do a narration over the top of it. I'll then put in some of the accents that I had to flash from, because frankly I don't know whether the AI, whether it's me, maybe you can tell me in the comments of the next video, whether it's me and where I'm moving my car to, and that's why I've been sort of spun off from behind. But from this kind of in-car view, a lot of the time I was not necessarily thinking that I was doing anything wrong, but maybe that's just me and my bad driving style. But anyway, you can see that when you get a little more consistent, once you've sort of maybe done a track a few times, I've knocked 2 seconds off my previous best. And I do a really, really good lap. For me, a 138. Now, the top of the leaderboard, I think, is a 128. So I'm still about 10 seconds off the top person who's got no assists on. And I think I'll bring that up in just a second, where you can see the top sort of few people as of recording in this. So yeah, here you go. So our boy at the top is a 129.8. But then down here to 4th, and Hamilton F1 has all the assists on, and it's like, okay, well let's try this. So as you can see, I go back to beginner, and I'm going to change my braking assists down to low, just because I don't like it. I think it's a bit of a cop out, a bit of a cheat, but I've left it on to start with. So here we go. This is a hot lap of Bahrain, with me using all of the assists. In fact, I think there's 2 hot laps, because I do one and then I get better. So, oh dear. You know what? I could have edited this. Maybe I will. Nah, maybe not. Who cares? I think that's a nice touch. Just on the other side of that, I think it's a nice touch with the getting the iPad down, and it makes it feel a little more kind of like you're part of the experience. But yeah, here we go. This is lap 1, first time round with all the assists on, and in the Mercedes F1 car. Probably is Lewis Hamilton, I don't know. So this time I have assists on. So the braking I'm not doing. The braking I am doing. The gears I am no longer doing. The gears are now set to automatic. And it's obviously no longer locking up. I'm no longer having to worry about where I'm pushing because the traction control, the ABS, is taking over for me. And while, as you can see, I'm sort of half a second already quicker than I was before, you kind of feel like you're cheating. I think, like I mentioned in the first video, I love Formula 1 and I want to be practicing and driving like the best of them. I don't think I'll ever be as good as the top tier guys, but I want to get better. I want to sort of, feel like I'm improving and feel like I'm able to do this as it would be with the sort of the real settings. And I've never done that in any other Formula 1 game, but with this one I thought I'll try it. Again, putting on these assists, I'm now a second quicker. I'm hitting more of my apexes. I'm hitting more of the sort of the parts of the track I need to be on. And when I'm braking, it's braking without locking up, and it's kind of just like it's taken that part out of the game, and it's annoying. It's annoying that I can be this much better, and alright, it's only a second at the moment, and obviously I screwed that right up, but I'm about a second quicker this time, and in the next lap I think I'm about 2 seconds faster again than this, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating that I can't drive like how I think I can without the assists on. It's annoying that I have to have the assists to be half decent at the game, and even then I say half decent. If I was to do this on easy, I'd still probably not be at the top of the grid. There you go, so I've gone up to 1,017th at this point as of recording. I'm probably back down there now because, again, after this lap you'll see I improve on that time quite a bit. So here we are. My next rival has come up at 936th, and you get another car setup available in your menu. I think that's save slots. I think that's what that is. So the better you do, the more save slots you get for saving different setups per track and all the rest of it. So that's I think that's quite a nice feature. It kind of gives you a little bit extra for doing well. So at the moment I'm currently down on my delta. There's my personal best. This corner here is where I really make that time. And I think that's one of the amazing things with Formula 1 is when the actual drivers are talking to the team, and it's like, I can give you an extra half second on this corner, I know where to get, and it's just like, I think that's a consistency again. My consistency is so low, I wouldn't know exactly where I could find that time, but they do. These professional guys, and I'm sure like I say, all the other YouTubers who are very good at this sort of game know exactly where they can get an extra half a tenth, where they can actually get another almost second out of the lap, where they're able to push something, and it is. But here you go, yeah. So 1.7 seconds quicker than the first time in 2 laps with assists on. I am now near enough to. So well, I say near enough. 1.7 seconds, nearly dead, better than I was before. So that's the bit that annoys me. I want to be better at this game. I need to practice, but as it is, I'm only good with assists. I'll keep practicing. I'll try and do some more videos. Thanks very much for watching this particular video, and enjoy your experience with F1 2016. I'll be putting up a video as well very soon. Here's a clip of it, of F1 2016 in a quick race, and I'll talk through that a bit later. So thanks very much for watching. Remember, @TheRealTomTom on Twitter, and this is TomTomSGC on YouTube.